Okay, so we're going to work on admitting a new partner here under two methods, bonus and goodwill, and two different assumptions. The first one, that the payment goes to the partners and not to the partnership. And the second one is that the new admitted partner is actually going to contribute the assets to the partnership. So let's do the first assumption, that the payment goes to existing partners. So that means that the partnership will not actually have a debit to cash because they didn't get any cash, but the partners that did get the cash are going to share their capital with the new partner. So Rains is going to come in. Let's add up the capital here. So there's 100,000 of total net assets in the partnership, and Rains is going to get 10% of that. And the 20,000 is not coming to the partnership, but he's still going to end up with 10%. So Rains is going to get 10% of that. And so where's that going to come from? It's going to come from the current partners. And it's going to come based on their profit and loss percent, which is here. So Earth is going to, it's a debit to Earth's capital, so that's a reduction. It's going to be responsible for 20%, and Moon 45, and Star 35%. So they will debit the capital account of the three partners who got some cash individually, and put that capital into Rains, and Rains now is a 10% partner in the capital of the partnership. Now what about goodwill? So with goodwill, what we would we would spread the goodwill to the current partners based on the implied goodwill. So what's the implied goodwill? So the implied value of the partnership would be the 20,000 divided by the 0.10. And the capital as it is now is 100,000. And so that difference is the goodwill. And that goodwill is spread based on the profit loss percent to the current partners and the assets put on the balance sheet. And it's spread based on their profit and loss percent. So Earth is going to get 20% of it, and Moon will get 45, and Star will get 35. Now we're going to admit the new partner, and again, but this time the Rains is getting 10% of the 200,000 because we just doubled this. We just added 100,000 to the net assets and the capital of the partnership. So now Rains is getting 20,000, and they're going to give up their pro rata share in order to populate that new partner's capital account. All right, and we don't have to make any accounting for the fact that they individually got cash because we're only accounting for the partnership here. So when the individual partners get cash, that's on their individual books. And so whether they have a gain or loss based on their basis in the partnership and all that is really not anything that we need to do as the accountant for the partnership. All right, now what if that contribution, that 20,000, actually goes to the partnership? Now we have a debit to cash, and we're going to credit the three partners. And so what do they each get? One too many zeros here. Okay, so Now the partnership is going to be 100,000 plus 20. So Raines needs to get 10% of the assets after the contribution. All right, so let's try that again. So this plus that times the 10%. Okay, so that's going to leave Raines with 10% of the 120, the 100,000 plus the cash that's coming in. And so the rest, the difference, is going to be spread. That 8,000 is going to be spread based on their profit and loss expense. Now what about the Goodwill method? So under the Goodwill method, the implied value is still 200,000, but now you have capital of 120. And so the Goodwill is 80,000. And that, of course, is going to be spread based on their profit and loss percent. Try that again. There we go. And then now we're going to record the cash, and it can all go into Raines' account. Because Raines is now going to have exactly 20% of 200,000. The 100,000 plus the 20 plus the Goodwill of 80. All right, ready for the next one.